Hi, third grade. Today we're going to take a look at lesson 11 in your grammar packet, which reviews subject-verb agreement. So at the top, it wants us to know that the subject of a sentence tells whom or what the sentence is about. A subject can tell about one or more than one person, place, or thing. The verb in the same sentence must agree with or match in number the subject. The subject can either be singular or plural. So let's look at these examples. Here we have a singular subject or one person, Kenji. Kenji writes poems for a hobby. Notice what the verb has to do in order to sound good with the subject. It wouldn't sound right to say Kenji write poems for a hobby. And over here on this side, we have a subject that is plural or more than one person. His brothers write songs. So notice it wouldn't sound good to say his brothers writes songs. Follow these rules if the subject is a singular noun or the pronoun he, she, or it. Okay, so add an S to the end of most verbs if you're dealing with a singular subject, like Tara, that's one person. Tara collects old trains. If your verb ends with CH, SH, SS, or X, you have to add an ES to the end of the verb. Again, if your subject is singular, like this pronoun, she, that's referring to one single person. So it says, she washes the trains with that ES on the end of wash. The last rule here is change the Y to an I before adding ES if the verb ends in a consonant and Y. She, that's singular again, tries to fix them. So notice for the verb try, they changed the Y to an I and added ES. Now, if your subject is a plural noun or the pronoun I, you, we, or they, you do not add anything to the verb. Look at these examples. Sometimes I help Tara too. It doesn't sound right to say sometimes I helps Tara too. And this sentence says, the trains always look beautiful. Here we have a plural subject, trains. We don't say the trains always looks beautiful. Okay, down below, let's try the guided practice together. It says, cross out each verb that does not agree with its subject and write the verb correctly above it. So here we have a paragraph that they want us to basically go through and edit. I'll give you a hot tip and tell you that there are 5 errors in this paragraph that deal with subject-verb agreement. So we're going to make 5 corrections. Now, before we jump into that, it's important to look at this hint on the left-hand side here because you know now that that's going to come into play during our guided practice. So it says, if a verb ends in a vowel and then the letter Y, just add an S if the subject is singular. But again, do not add anything if the subject is plural or that pronoun I. For example, think of the verb play. See how it ends with a vowel and then the letter Y? So if your subject is singular, like Tina, one single person, you write Tina plays sports and only add an S. But if it's plural, like the pronoun we, you just keep it we play too. All right, let's start hunting for those 5 mistakes. We'll go sentence by sentence. The first one says, many people enjoys hobbies. Ugh, something didn't sound quite right there. So which verb should we cross out? Many people enjoys hobbies. Yeah, I don't think we should use enjoys, right? We have a plural subject here. Many people. That's more than one. So we need to not add an S to the verb. We just need to keep it Many people enjoy hobbies. Great. Let's look at the second one. My friend Simon likes baseball cards. I think that one sounded okay. We have a one-person singular subject, and we added the S to the verb to make it likes. That sounds good. Next one. He keep them in a huge box. Ugh. You can, honestly, if you're listening or reading closely, you should be able to hear it, that it doesn't sound right. He is singular, so it shouldn't be keep. It should be keeps. He keeps them in a huge box. The next sentence. My sister Kim watch cartoons. Oh, here again we have one person, singular. Should it say watch? No, cross that out. It should say my sister Kim watches. And don't forget, if it ends with CH, you have to add not just an S, but an ES to the end of the verb. Let's keep going. Then she draws her favorite characters. Yeah, that sounds good. She, the subject, matches with our verb, draws. My grandparents travel a lot. Right, now our subject is plural, but it sounds okay with the verb travel. My grandparents travel. I think that one's okay too. We've got to find two more errors. Oh, they saves coins from everywhere. Do you hear how awful that sounds? They, not saves. They is more than one. That's plural. It should only be save. They save coins from everywhere. All right, last sentence. Even our dog finds bones and bury them in our yard. Well, we have one dog. That's singular. I like the verb finds with it. Even our dog finds, but even our dog bury them in our yard? I don't like bury. Let's cross that one off. It should say even our dog buries them in our yard. Now be careful with this one. Bury ends with a consonant and then the Y. So don't forget that rule. Change the Y to an I and add ES. All right, third grade, now it's your turn to try the independent practice all by yourself. Good luck.